After more than 25 years working with cats and their humans, there's one sentence I hear over and over. My cat keeps doing this one thing, and I have no idea what it means. Maybe your cat is constantly knocking things off your tables, always sitting on your laptop the second you open it, staring at you from across the room, meowing at the same time every day or hiding for no reason. To you, it might look random, annoying, or just a cat being a cat. From a behaviorist perspective, it's none of those. Cats repeat behaviors because those behaviors are doing something for them. That one thing your cat keeps doing is not a glitch, it's a message. And the day you understand that message, the way you see your cat will change permanently. Let us start with one of the biggest everyday complaints. My cat keeps knocking things off counters and tables. Pens, earbuds, cups, remotes, if it fits under their paw, it ends up on the floor. It's easy to label this as spite or chaos, but studies and behavior guides on common cat habits point to three main drivers: curiosity, hunting instinct, and attention seeking. When your cat bats at an object, they're testing how it moves and sounds, just like a prey item. The fall, the clatter, the movement all feed their exploratory and predatory brain. On top of that, many cats quickly learn that when they knock something over, you react. You talk, you look, you move toward them. For an understimulated or bored cat, even a negative reaction is still attention. So your cat isn't thinking, I want to ruin your stuff. They're thinking, I'm bored, I'm curious. And this reliably gets a big response. Another one of those things owners mention constantly. My cat always sits on whatever I'm using, my laptop, my book, my paperwork. The explanations here are surprisingly simple and very sweet. First, many devices are warm. Cats love warm, elevated surfaces. Second, those objects smell like you and are strongly associated with your focus and time. When you're on your laptop, your attention is locked away from them. By sitting on it, they're combining warmth, scent, and social bonding in one move. They're also inserting themselves into the center of your world. Research on common cat behaviors notes that lying on laptops, books, and keyboards is often part attention-seeking, part territory marking, and part, if you're always here, I want to be here too. Your cat isn't thinking, I want to ruin your work. They're saying, you pay attention to this thing, so I'm going to sit right where your attention lives. Then as the cat who always does this one thing at the same time every day, meowing in the kitchen at 6 p.m., pacing the play hallway when you get home, or yelling outside the bedroom door at 5 a.m. Owners often tell me, he's manipulative. She's trying to control me. What's really happening is a combination of routine learning and unmet needs. Cats are fantastic at pattern recognition. If food sometimes shows up when they cry in the kitchen, or you sometimes open the door when they yell, they learn to repeat that behavior at those times. Behavior guides also highlight that repetitive vocalizing can signal hunger, boredom, loneliness, or sometimes medical issues like hyperthyroidism in older cats. If your cat keeps doing the same thing every day around a certain event, your alarm, your arrival home, meal times, they're not trying to dominate you. They're saying, this is how I get my needs met, because you've unintentionally trained that loop with your responses. We also see a lot of, my cat keeps staring at me like this. That one thing sitting, watching you, sometimes blinking slowly, sometimes with intense eyes, makes a lot of owners uncomfortable. But as multiple behavior sources explain, soft, steady watching and slow blinking are often signs of safety and social connection. Your cat is monitoring their environment, and you're a huge part of that environment. When the stare is paired with relaxed posture and slow blinks, they're saying, I feel calm around you. When it's paired with big pupils and tension, they're aroused or on alert about something in the room. Either way, it's not judgment. Your cat keeps doing that one watching behavior because it works. It keeps them informed about what you are doing and how safe they are. Another common one is hiding. Under the bed when guests arrive, in closets during storms, or behind furniture when routines change. People often say, she always runs away, she's so dramatic, or he just vanishes for hours. Feline behavior references are very clear. Hiding is a coping strategy, not a character flaw. Common triggers include loud noises, unfamiliar people, new animals, recent vet visits, or tension in the home. In many cases, persistent hiding can also signal pain or illness. Your cat keeps doing that one disappearing act because, in their mind, it's the safest way to handle overwhelm. The message is, right now, I don't feel safe enough to be out in the open. Here's your mid-video check-in. Think about your own cat. What is that one thing they keep doing, the habit that you complain about most or joke about on social media? Knocking stuff over, camping on your laptop, yelling at the door, following you everywhere, hiding when guests visit, sleeping on your pillow, grooming you, or even swatting at you when you walk by. Now ask yourself, if that behavior is meeting some neat curiosity, attention, safety, routine, social bonding, does it suddenly make more sense? Because in over 25 years, the one thing I've never seen is a cat repeating a behavior that gives them nothing. So what should you actually do with this information? First, identify the pattern. When does that one thing happen, and what happens right before and after? That tells you whether you're dealing with boredom, attention-seeking, stress, or something medical. Second, give your cat a better option that serves the same need. For the table knocker, that means more playtime, puzzle feeders, and safe toys to bat around and not leaving fragile items where temptation lives. For the laptop sitter, add a warm cat bed or blanket next to your workspace so they can be with you without blocking the screen. For the scheduled yeller, tighten up feeding and play routines and rule out health issues if the vocalizing is new or intense. For the hider, provide safe, allowed hideouts and don't force them out. Let them control their exposure while you keep the environment predictable. Most importantly, drop the idea that your cat is doing this to you. They're doing it for themselves to manage their energy, their curiosity, their stress, and their need for contact. When you interpret that one thing as communication instead of defiance, you stop taking it personally and start making smart changes. That's when behavior problems usually start to soften. If this helped you see your cat's annoying habit in a different light, don't let that insight go to waste. Look at that one thing they always do and ask, what are you really telling me? If you had an "oh, that finally makes sense" moment, tap like so more cat parents can fix this misunderstanding. Subscribe for more straight answers from a behavior pro who lives in the real world with real cats. And drop a comment telling me the one behavior your cat repeats all the time. You might see it turned into the next breakdown video that helps thousands of cat owners finally understand their own cats better. Thanks for watching.